The Sleepover Murders, Part 2. Maplewood had survived the night, or so everyone thought. But with Marcus Weller behind bars, the discovery of a mysterious accomplice sent shockwaves through the investigation. We finally confront the shadow lurking behind Marcus's horrors, and the truth may be more horrifying than anyone imagined. Months after the Maplewood Sleepover Murders, investigators discovered Marcus's journals, cryptic notes, and surveillance of other potential victims. A second figure emerged, someone who had been operating in the shadows, following Marcus, learning from him, and perhaps preparing to strike again. Authorities had only one clue: a mysterious notebook left at an abandoned warehouse. Detectives began analyzing the handwriting in the new notebook. Every letter was precise, cold, and calculating, but with subtle differences from Marcus's style. Forensic linguists suggested it belonged to someone who had studied Marcus obsessively, an apprentice in darkness, someone capable of planning horrors independently. Investigators cross-referenced known associates, neighbors, and anyone Marcus had contact with in the months before the murders. The trail led to a name no one had considered: Daniel Crane, a quiet, unassuming handyman in Maplewood who had lived next door to the Harpers for years. Daniel Crane's life appeared ordinary. Friendly, polite, and often helping neighbors with repairs, he was the last person anyone would suspect. But his past revealed a chilling obsession with the macabre: journals, newspaper clippings of violent crimes, and sketches eerily similar to Marcus's crimes. Detectives realized that Sophie Langley, the child Marcus had marked in his journals, was now in greater danger. Daniel had been observed near her home, taking notes and following routines, a pattern of surveillance that mirrored Marcus's methodology. Authorities coordinated a surveillance operation around Daniel's residence. Hidden cameras, tracking devices, and plainclothes officers uncovered a room filled with meticulously detailed plans, floor layouts, daily schedules, and a notebook listing potential victims. What shocked the investigators most? Some of the plans were dated after Marcus was imprisoned, suggesting that Daniel had continued the legacy, evolving the plan beyond its original scope. Maplewood's nightmare was far from over. Daniel had been manipulating the community in plain sight. He was a master of deception, charming neighbors while quietly plotting. Detectives discovered encrypted messages on a hidden laptop, referencing Marcus as a mentor and expressing a desire to finish what was started. Psychologists analyzing Daniel's behavior noted that his obsession had grown worse since Marcus's arrest. An alarming escalation from admiration to action. The Harper family and the Langleys were on edge. Schools increased security, parents clutched their children tighter, and Maplewood felt suffocated by fear. The realization that a second predator had been living next door all along shattered the town's sense of safety. Authorities prepared for Daniel's arrest, but he was always one step ahead, careful, calculated, and eerily patient. Could Daniel have acted alone? Are there others inspired by Marcus lurking unseen? How much darkness can one town withstand before it fractures completely? Share your thoughts below. Every theory brings us closer to uncovering the truth. The final breakthrough came one stormy night. Investigators tracked Daniel to an abandoned cabin in the woods, a place filled with disturbing symbols and chilling evidence of his obsession. Inside, they found something that made every detective's blood run cold: a hidden journal detailing the final, ultimate plan, a plan so intricate, so horrifying, it could devastate not only Maplewood but nearby towns. And then, Daniel vanished. Surveillance cameras captured him leaving the cabin, but from that point on, he disappeared without a trace. The notebook revealed a shocking detail. The plan was far from over, and Marcus's influence had seeded something far greater than anyone could have imagined. Who is Daniel Crane really working for? How far does this network of darkness extend? And can Maplewood survive what's coming next? Maplewood has waited in terror for the truth. After months of fear, investigation, and unanswered questions, the final chapter of the Sleepover Murders is here. Here, secrets will be revealed, dark plans exposed, and the town will face the ultimate reckoning. After the shocking discoveries, authorities knew Daniel Crane was more than a copycat. He was the architect of a sinister continuation of Marcus Weller's terror. His disappearance from the abandoned cabin left the town on edge. But surveillance, digital footprints, and tips from informants finally led investigators to a remote safe house on the outskirts of Maplewood, the hub of Daniel's twisted operation. As authorities stormed the location, they uncovered rooms filled with detailed maps, surveillance photos, and horrifyingly realistic mannequins representing Marcus's past victims, all staged for practice. Every plan was laid out like a chessboard, revealing that Daniel had been preparing a large-scale, coordinated attack targeting multiple families. Among the evidence was a video diary recorded by Daniel, chilling in its clarity. He spoke directly to the camera, expressing admiration for Marcus and declaring his intention to complete the work Marcus started and surpass it. His words were cold, calculated, and filled with an obsession that made investigators shiver. Through Daniel's notes, authorities realized just how close the town had come to another tragedy. Families unknowingly walked past danger daily. The Langley and Harper families were spared by luck and quick police work, but the realization of how narrowly they escaped shook Maplewood to its core. Psychologists explained that Daniel's fixation on Marcus had escalated from admiration to an almost ritualistic obsession, combining planning, surveillance, and psychological terror. Maplewood's innocence had been tested, and the survivors were forever scarred. The police tracked Daniel to a final location, a deserted warehouse near the river. As SWAT teams surrounded the building, Daniel attempted to flee, sparking a tense, cinematic pursuit. After hours, he was cornered, and the arrest was executed with precision. Inside the warehouse, investigators discovered Daniel's final notebook, a chilling blueprint labeled The Conclusion. It detailed plans for manipulating the town's infrastructure, causing chaos, and creating a network of influence Marcus had never even imagined. Maplewood had survived, but only barely. Daniel Crane's trial was swift, the evidence overwhelming. He was convicted on multiple counts: conspiracy to commit murder, stalking, and possession of materials intended for homicide. During the trial, the jury heard chilling recordings, journal entries, and confessions from Daniel, exposing the depth of his obsession and the dangerous power of mentorship in darkness. Maplewood slowly began to heal. Security protocols were implemented, families became vigilant, and the shadow of the Sleepover Murders lingered as a warning of what obsession can produce. Was Marcus Weller truly the mastermind, or was he only a catalyst for Daniel's darkness? Could Daniel's plan have succeeded without him? And, more importantly, can communities ever fully protect themselves from such hidden dangers? As the town began to rebuild, investigators discovered something disturbing in Daniel's personal computer: encrypted files labeled simply, Project Legacy. While Daniel was behind bars, the files suggested he had shared his methodology with someone else. Somewhere the plan could continue. The terror might not be fully over. Maplewood thought it had survived the Sleepover Murders. But darkness has a way of lingering, and some secrets refuse to stay buried. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more.